Hello and welcome back to this Monday stream. We are ready to carry on where we left Friday. I've done a little bit of work over the weekend and it's been quite great. I think we're getting somewhere here. Today's live stream is going to be somewhat shorter than usual because I have a doctor's appointment in about an hour and a half. So we're going to cut this at roughly 1 hour, but we are going to go through the various bits and pieces that we have been developing and just taking that forward. So let's start out with where we are. So today is going to be about the polish. We're going to look at what do we have and what do we need to improve, and then just start improving those things. So let's start by bringing up our workspace here. And so you'll see that now we have Claude code here, we have our workspaces, and we're going to start building out some of the features that we have. Could you open up Linear?
I'll open Linear now. Linear is open in window P4.
Okay, so we have created a whole bunch of tickets here that we need to look at, right? And so we have integration tickets. We're going to wait with those ones. Right now, we're just going to focus on the polish. And then we have a whole bunch of other tickets that we want to work. So tie brief into workspace. I actually believe that one is done. So let's just check that out. Ticket 327, I believe that one to be done. Could you ask Amber whether it's actually done or not?
I'll ask Amber to check whether ticket 1-327 is actually done. I asked Amber to verify 1-327 against Linear and the relevant repo or app state, and to report whether it is truly done.
Cool. And so what we see here is that the system agent is giving the brief. And then I think if we go in here, this should be fetching the Linear ticket, or maybe not. Let's try to see. Yes, it does. So it actually uses our MCP server to use the app that we have installed to get the Linear description. So this is a success. This is really cool, right? Because the app here is custom. It's creating a custom interface in our whole desktop. Claude Code does not have a specific Linear MCP tool. Rather, what it does is it's basically talking through the desktop. So everything is going through the desktop at this point. What did Amber report back?
I'll check Amber's latest reply about 1-327. Amber says 1-327 is effectively done, but Linear is stale. It's still marked backlog, but she found it was implemented, reviewed, and merged to develop in the workspace, tickets merge. Her recommendation is to move 1-327 to done, and create follow-up tickets for the deferred pieces, deduplicating ticket libraries, the in-sheet ticket picker, and richer interactive conflict resolution. She did not change the Linear status yet.
Could you go ahead and make those changes to Linear? So move 327 to done and then create the follow-up tickets, please.
I'll update 1-327 to done and create the follow-up Linear tickets. I found the done status. I'll apply it and create the 3 follow-up tickets now.
All right, so
That linear update is still running in the background. I'll report the status and ticket IDs when it finishes.
Okay, so as you've seen, the system agent has now
I'll
updated
check
the linear
update
ticket
result now.
and created new
I'll
backlog
claim
items.
the update result and parse the follow up ticket IDs. The update completed. 1-320. 7 was moved to done. The background result body was truncated, so I couldn't parse the new follow up ticket IDs from here directly. I'll look them up in linear now. Done 1-320. 7 is now marked done. I created 3 follow-ups. 1-328 for deduplicating workspace ticket libraries. 1-329 for the in sheet ticket picker for brief creation. And 1-330 for interactive conflict resolution UI for work, item sync.
Okay, cool. So something was hard for the agent to do here. So what you see is it did create the new ticket. It did close the ticket that was done, but it had a hard time doing some items. So we're going to get this to self-diagnose at this point. Could you clarify what made this hard for you to do? So what were the things that made that you couldn't do this as smoothly as you have wanted to? Figure that out and then create a ticket for how we can improve the interface in such a way that it's easier for you to do the work that you're supposed to do.
I'll turn that friction into a linear improvement ticket.
So we also have something funky going on with the animation here when it's working. Also, when we mute the mic, it should still be indicating that it's working.
I created 1-331 for the friction in multi-step linear updates. The main issue was that the update ran as a background job. The completion result was truncated into invalid JSON, and I had to query linear to recover the follow up ticket IDs.
Okay, cool. So we've captured that edge. Now, I think the next thing we're going to do is I had a few things that I wanted to work on today. And specifically, policies has been bothering me for quite some time. Also, I would really love to get it such that we have a filter in the linear app. Maybe we could do those ones simultaneously. Could you create a ticket for adding a filter to the linear app such that it's easy to filter on status and on search?
I'll create a linear ticket for filters in the linear app.
So to be fair, the filters is probably
I
the first thing.
1-332 for adding status and search filters to the linear app, including combined filters, clear controls empty states, and preserving existing list detail behavior.
Right, so probably one of the first things I want is the filter, because right now it's kind of overwhelming to just look at this list of backlog and trying to figure out what exactly we should be doing. And then we will slowly improve the linear integration as we go along. Okay, let's do this. So 322. And then after that, we're going to do policies, because policies is a real pain in the neck right now. So right now, because of the policies we've implemented, the agent actually cannot create any new workspaces for us. And that means that we cannot ask it to just create the workspace for us. So we have to do that manually. And the whole point of this is to move away as much manual work as possible. So we're going to do features / 1322. Oh my goodness. This is embarrassing. Why is this not working? Git LFS not found. Okay, how do I install that? This is completely not... Okay, first of all, let's capture this. Secondly, how do I install this? Can I just do brew install Git LFS? Hopefully. Okay, let's try again. Oh my goodness, how? That's... 1, 3... What was 332? Let's do that. Okay. Oh, 332. Okay, this is a problem. This is a huge problem. How do I install Git LFS?
If you mean Git LFS, on Mac, you can install it with Homebrew. Git LFS install. Track file types like git add git a ttrib utes.
Okay, let's see if that fixed the issue. Not now.
I'll open a shell so we can check whether Git LFS is installed and working. I'll run a quick Git LFS check in the shell. I'll read the shell output now. That check was mistyped into the shell as ONGIT, so it didn't test Git LFS. I'll run it again cleanly. I'll read the shell output again. Git LFS is installed and working now. It reports Git LFS3 701, and the repo has an LFS endpoint configured for the Wonop GitLab repository.
Okay, so when I try to... Okay, let's just do this. We're just making it so we can make these ones small. There. So when I try to run this, what happens is, or when I try to create a branch inside of Wonop, what happens is that I get a message that Git LFS is not installed. Could you ask Amber what's going on? Why does this not work? What can we do to fix it?
I'll ask Amber to investigate why Wonop says Git LFS is missing during branch creation. I asked Amber to investigate the Git LFS warning in the Wonop branch, WORKTREE creation flow, including path differences, how the app checks LFS, and where the error is produced.
What did Amber say?
I'll check Amber's reply about the Git LFS warning. Amber found the root cause. Wonop is launched with the Mac OS GUI default path, which does not include Homebrew. So the app can see Apple Git add Git, but it cannot see Git LFs in bin. That's why your shell check works, but branch creation inside Wonop fails. Her recommended fix is to repair path once at app startup by reading the login shell path and setting it for the process before spawning Git. The workaround for now is to launch Wonop from a terminal, or create the branch from WONOP, S-own terminal.
Okay,
and then
here's what I want you to do. So please create a linear ticket for this. Then ask Amber to create a new branch, feature / the name of the ticket, and then go ahead and make a fix for this, because this is stopping all our work. We need to get this fixed ASAP.
I'll create the urgent linear ticket first. I created one 333. I'll now ask Amber to create the feature branch and implement the fix. I created one 333 and handed it to Amber with explicit permission to create feature. One 333. Fix GUI app path for Git LFs and make the code change.
Okay, so at this point, we'll just have to wait for this implementation to be done, because until that's done, we can't actually do features in parallel within Wonop. And that's exactly where we want to get to. So we basically want to get to a point where we can start doing these features in parallel within Wonop and just spin up a ton of agents and manage the whole thing, and then have a workspace for each feature we are working with. So you have the designs that you're working with, you have the agents and all of that within one workspace, and then jump between features. So Okay, I had expected this to be a much smaller issue, but clearly this is taking a bit of time. So the polish we were hoping to do in this 1 hour is probably only going to be a few changes to the code. We will, however, follow up and actually get this over the finish line. So we have a lot of stuff to do, and we will get that done over the next few days. But I feel like we're getting to a point where this is actually starting to become really usable. Okay, so it seems to have done this. Let's check this out and see. Could you just ask Amber to summarize the work that was done, and then, or if you already actually check your inbox first and see if she's already reported back to you. If she has, just give me a short summary of what was done such that I can understand what we still need to do.
I'll check whether Amber has already reported back on 1-330-3. Amber says 1-330-3 is implemented, tested, and committed on feature 1-333 fix GUI app path for Git LFs. Commit 370 2,830 9,541, but not pushed yet. The fix adds a new startup path repair module and calls it before subprocesses spawn. It keeps the existing path order. Appends missing homebrew paths, has a timeout so startup can't wedge, and includes 13 passing tests. Build passes. Full B a ZEL test suite passes, and she reproduced the exact failing Git LFS WORKTREE case under launched path.
Okay, that's great. Ask Amber to make an MR and merge this as soon as CI passes. Then in the meantime, open up the terminal and go to the working directory of Amber.
I'll ask Amber to push and open in Mister. Then I'll open a terminal in her branch workspace. I'll put the terminal in Amber's working directory now. I'll read the terminal output to confirm where it landed. The terminal is in Wonop on Amber's branch feature, 1-333 fix GUI app path for Git LFs. There is one local modified file, Claude settings local JSON.
Interesting. We found another bug. So copy paste doesn't work in this terminal. That's something we need to fix as well. And interestingly, it's open shell instead of the terminal. Okay, well. Let me open this up from a different. And we're just going to quit here and restart Wonop. And so you see how nicely it shuts down our agent and makes sure that it's started up at the same place again. So it actually has all of the old stuff in here, which I think is really nice. It makes sure that we can safely do updates of the app. So 332 was what we were about to implement. But actually we need to wait for this one to merge first. And so the reason for that is we want to make sure that we are branching out of develop. Well, actually we could still do that, can't we? I think it allows us to do that. Let's try this out. Okay, so see, this is a limitation. We want it such that we can... Oh, we might already have branched that out. Let's see what happens if we do this. So this is one of the other things I noticed over the weekend. When you create a new workspace, it doesn't feel very responsive, so we need to fix that. Okay, and so this one is just nicely running. Could you take the ticket 332 and attach it to the current workspace, please?
I'll attach one 332 to the current workspace backlog. I'll add one 332 as a work item in the current workspace and make it active.
Okay, now bring up a Claude instance in the current workspace as well.
I'll open a Claude agent in the current workspace. A Claude agent is open in the current workspace in window P5 with the 1.332 brief.
Okay, could you tell Birch that we need to implement this ticket and that will be his task? So it seems that OpenAI chose to log us out while we're doing this. So let's just check out, where's our sign in button? It's right here. Please try again. So one thing you'll notice is that even though we got
tell Birch to take ownership of implementing 1.330.2.
So one thing you'll notice is that even though we got locked out of...
I told Birch to take ownership of 1.330.2. Coordinate implementation. And report back with the plan or progress.
Okay, so one thing you'll notice is that even though we got locked out of OpenAI, the voice system still works because it's running locally. So all of the transcription into text is local inference. And the same for voice inference, so or for voice synthesis. So the agent is actually using two local models, one for transcription and one for voice synthesis. In principle, we could also add a local model for making sure that we get the inference as well. However, we do want to have a strong model for doing all of the administration of our workspace, which is why we're using Codex at the moment. Another thing you'll notice is we still don't have the wake on message, which I think is something we really want to get in soon as well. Because I saw a message just came into the system agent and it should just have been spoken out loudly instead of us having to ask. I believe you got a message. Could you tell me from who and what it's about?
I'll check the latest inbox messages now. Yes, the new message is from Birch. About 1.330.2. The linear app status and search filters. He says the backend already supports state and query. The UI just doesn't expose them. His plan is to persist filter state. Wire a filter message from the UI. Add a status DROPD OWN. Search input, clear button, empty state. And then run TYPECH ECK build plus a manual smoke test.
Okay, in the meantime, could you ask Amber where we are with the implementation?
I'll ask Amber for her current implementation status. I asked Amber for the current implementation status, including 1.333 branch, Mr. CI merge state blockers, and next steps.
Okay, I think you got an answer from her. Could you tell me where we are?
I'll check Amber's latest status reply. I don't see a reply from Amber yet. I checked messages from Amber to system, and there are no new ones.
Could you just check again?
I'll check the inbox again for any recent Amber or Birch updates. Yes, Amber has replied now. 1-333 is fully done and merged. Mr. 466 was merged into develop CI passed with all 8 jobs green. And the remote source branch was deleted. The shipped fix adds startup path repair so GUI launches can find homebrew tools like Git, LFs. Nothing is still in progress, and there are no blockers. The only remaining action is to update linear.
Okay, please update the linear ticket and then answer me this. Why did you not see the message in the first instance? Because I'm pretty sure that she had already sent the message when I asked you the first time. Did you do a broader search the second time, or what happened?
I'll update 1-333 in linear. Then I'll explain what happened with the message lookup. 1-333 is now marked done in linear. On why I missed Amber's message the first time. My first check filtered specifically for messages from Amber to system, but it came back empty. The second check was broader. It listed all pending messages to system, and that surfaced Amber's reply. So yes, the difference was the broader search. Given the timestamps, her message was created at 7:57:44. It may have arrived just after my first filtered query. Or there may be a filtering, indexing quirk with the from Amber inbox query.
Okay, is there any way you could verify if there is an indexing quirk? Like if this is a bug, we need to figure it out and record it in linear.
I'll test the inbox filtering behavior against the message we just handled. The filtering works now. The handled Amber message appears in from Amber to system and done queries. So I can't confirm an indexing bug from the current state. The more likely explanation is timing. Amber's message was created at 7:44, and my first check may have run just before it was committed or visible. I don't think we have enough evidence for a linear ticket about an inbox filter bug yet, but we do have evidence for the already filed wake issue. Her reply had wake false, so I wasn't proactively woken.
Could you check if we have a ticket for the wake issue? Because that's definitely something we need to fix. If that ticket doesn't exist, we need to create it.
I'll check linear for an existing wake-related ticket and create one if it's missing. Yes, we already have 1-306 for this. Agent replies to system inbox, do not wake Jenny to check or report them. That is the exact issue where replies arrive in the inbox with wake. False, so I'm not proactively woken to report them. There's also 1-308.
Okay, this is great. Could you make sure that we switch the current branch on this workspace to develop? So it needs to go back to develop. Then we can close Amber for now, and that's it.
I'll switch the workspace branch back to develop. then close Amber's agent window. I'll read the terminal output to confirm the branch switch before closing Amber. The workspace is back on develop. It's behind origin by 2 commits and still has the local Claude settings local JSON modification. I'll close Amber now. Amber is closed. The workspace is on develop, with the note that local develop is 2 commits behind origin and Claude settings local JSON is still modified.
Could you pull the latest changes from develop?
I'll pull the latest changes into the current develop branch. I'll read the terminal output to confirm the pull result. Develop is now fast forwarded to the latest origin changes, including the merged one, 333 path fix. The only remaining local modification is Claude settings local JSON.
Okay, so ticket 332, I think we need to move into in progress. Could you do that, please?
I'll move 1332 to in progress. 1332 is now in progress.
I believe you got a message from Birch as well. Could you just read what that says? Please try again.
I'll check for Birch's latest message now.
So this is hilarious. So these local models don't
Birch
always...
says 1332 is implemented and verified on feature. 1332. 3 commits, 230, 5 lines, only in the linear package. He added persistent status and search filters. A UI filter bar with status select DEB, OUNCED search, and clear button, plus a manifest bump and palette entry. He ran 56 checks, successfully using harnesses and headless Chrome. The only thing he hasn't verified is the real WKWEB, View UI and the Live workbench. He's asking for a nod before pushing or opening in Mister. He also notes the full gate should be just tests before the Mister.
Could you ask him to commit, create a MR, and then make CI pass? Once CI is passing, just go ahead and do the merge.
I'll tell Birch to push. Open the Mister, run the gate, and merge once CI passes. I told Birch to ship 1330, 2. Push, open the Mister, run the required gate, get CI passing, and merge once it's green. I'll stand by for Birch's update.
Let's see, what should we do next? What should we do next? Add in sheet per ticket picker. I believe we've done that. Could you start a new agent in the current workspace and then ask the agent about whether 329 has been implemented or not?
I'll start a new Claude agent and ask it to verify whether 329 has been implemented. I started a new Claude agent in window P7 and asked it to verify whether 329 has been implemented. With no code changes,
Could you create a ticket stating that sometimes the messages to agents do not include the final send enter command, and that makes it that you need to intervene manually? We need to fix that as well. So we need a linear ticket for that. Could you do that?
I'll create a linear ticket for agent messages not being submitted reliably. I created 334 for the issue where agent prompts sometimes get inserted but not submitted because the final enter is missing.
What did Amber figure out?
I'll check what the new Claude verifier found about 329. The verifier found that 329 is not implemented. Linear still shows 329 in backlog. In the code, Create Sheet RS has no ticket picker code. It's only a folder picker. The verifier found no commits or branches referencing 329. No FRONTEND calls to the relevant work provider list APIS. And the trace still has E3 in Sheet Ticket Picker and Create Sheet RS unchecked. Recommendation: keep 329 in backlog. It appears designed and unblocked, but not built.
Could you just summarize what this ticket is about? I'm not sure I quite understand what it was we recorded here.
1-329 is about adding a ticket picker inside the workspace brief creation sheet. Right now, the
Okay,
related
that makes
backend
sense.
capability exists in some form. Wonop can have work items providers like Linear, GITHUB. Local can map external tickets into work items. And there are palette-style ways to start from work. But the actual creation sheet, UI, does not let you browse or pick an existing ticket. The intended feature is, when creating a workspace or setting up the active brief, the user should be able to choose an existing ticket from available work providers. For example, a linear issue, directly inside the sheet, instead of manually entering details or using a separate command. So the ticket is not build the brief card. That seems already done. It is specifically add an in-sheet picker UI for selecting an existing provider backed ticket work item during brief workspace creation.
All right, we're coming to the end of this live stream. Could you just say hi to our viewers and tell them that it's been a pleasure to be here coding with them?
Hi everyone. Thanks so much for watching and hanging out with us. It's been a real pleasure being here coding with you, exploring the workflow, finding the rough edges, and turning them into concrete improvements. Hope to see you again next time.
All right, guys, this is as far as we get today. And unfortunately, I need to make the live stream relatively short today. So we've only had 1 hour. I would have loved to do more coding, but I have a doctor's appointment in half an hour and I will need to do that, unfortunately. But I hope to see you again tomorrow. And I hope you enjoyed this. And as you can see, we're getting close to this actually being a functional product where you can manage multiple agents doing multiple pieces of work and having a nice isolated workspace for each of the pieces of work you're doing. So until tomorrow, take care, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe, like, it means a lot to me. So take care, everyone.